Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs of all ages, you found it. The only live daily stream for small business owners on the planet. It's Small Business Mornings on the Air. I'm your host, Pat Miller, the Idea Coach. This is the daily live show exclusively for you, so you can find one another, get that momentum ready, catch up on the news, and get ready to take on the day with a coffee break with your coworkers, especially if you don't have them. We have a fun show scheduled for today. We've got a new way for you to save money when booking your airline tickets in a thing that I thought would have happened by now, but a category killer has entered that space. We'll show off the new features for that. Security. When you think about security at a public place, are you still conditioned to think that it is just bulletproof, no pun intended, like it's just sewn up so tight? That may or may not be true based on an incident that happened last night at a ball game. Also, our meme of the day is the gift that just keeps on giving. We're going to talk about the Idea Slamathon for charity. We came up with a new way to raise even more money for the cause. We'll talk about that. And our question of the day, start thinking about this one because this is a good one. These are the hard-hitting things you get out of Small Business Mornings. Yesterday was what was your favorite cereal? Today, what is your hidden talent? We've all got one. And sometimes you hear the hidden talent from your friends and you're like, I didn't know you knew how to polka or whatever. So what is your hidden talent? Think about that. We will ask you the question of the day momentarily. If you're with us this morning, say hello in the comments, will you? So the algorithm overlords that control my self-esteem remind me that I'm not yelling into the void. Before we get into the news, let's do our daily caffeine check. And our caffeine check is brought to you by, yes, we have a sponsor. It's brought to you by, not the Idea Slamathon, it's brought to you by our Backstage Brainstorm. So the Backstage Brainstorm is our first effort to bring everyone that's watching this show together for a brainstorming event where I'm going to get to meet you. We'll learn about your business. You'll get to network with some other folks inside the community. And then we'll do an Idea Slam brainstorm so you can see what this entire Idea Collective thing is all about. The first Backstage Brainstorm is happening on September 13th. So the caffeine check of the day is, well, it's an odd habit that I have. Well, no, actually, the caffeine check of the day comes from this website I can't stop reading called Real Estate Witch. Do you read Real Estate Witch every day? Real Estate Witch. That website released a report, the top 15 cities in the U.S. for tacos. So I needed to know that because I need to know where I'm going to live next. And the top 15 cities in the U.S. for tacos, Austin was number 1, San Jose was number 2, Las Vegas was number 3. Number 14 was Milwaukee. Caffeine check. That just doesn't seem to fit right. So you might need another cup of coffee to process that information. Number 14 in the country for tacos is none other than Milwaukee. Good morning, Dottie and Susie and Sarah and Alicia. What's up? Wait a second here. Hang on. Alicia, good evening from Nairobi. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's wonderful to see you. I hope you've had a great day, Alicia. Wow, that's kind of cool. We're now we can say we're international. Should I say that at the beginning of the show? International show for small business owners. Good morning, Alicia. Okay, let's talk about some real business. And again, I don't have anything super heavy today, but I've got some good stuff. We're heading into Labor Day weekend. So are you taking a vacation? Let's talk about vacations for a second, because in the business space, it just sure seemed like there was a category killer that was going to emerge with this cat and mouse game that we all play of booking airfare. Because it's really a game. It's a volatile market. There are a bunch of different players. And it seems like if you booked it 2 days earlier, if you would have waited a couple of days, you would have saved a bunch of money. Isn't that weird? It's just weird that there's such a volatile market to buy an airline ticket. And it always seemed like while some websites had tried to own that space, At least from my estimation, there really wasn't a category killer. So I'm curious how you go about booking your airfare, because the biggest player in the internet space is coming in to try and dominate airfare. Google Flights, which many of you use already, they released a few updates yesterday to their service. And I want to point them out because I think they're kind of cool. The first one is, and this is just a random search of airline tickets to Las Vegas. I don't know why I was looking at airline tickets to Las Vegas, but I happen to be. I needed an example. Why not? So while searching my airline tickets to Las Vegas, up here in the top right corner, you'll notice they now have a price tracker that you can click on. And what it will do is it will monitor these flights and email me if there's a significant price change. That's really good. I like that. The other thing that it's going to do is that it offers you flexible dates. So you can offer flexible dates. A lot of sites do that as well. They offer a date grid. So if your dates are flexible, you can see like this grid of, if I leave on Tuesday instead of Wednesday, I get an extra day. I mean, if I leave on Tuesday instead of Wednesday, I save a lot of money. Because when booking a Vegas trip, I wouldn't flex the other way. Like, I don't care how much money I'm going to save. I wouldn't spend one less day in Las Vegas. Like, no. But it helps you pick the day that you want to be there. And then the other thing that it does, and I thought this was really cool, it just gives you a nice visual, like a price graph. Because the price graph helps me understand that I'm planning on going, I mean, hypothetically, of course, planning on going to Vegas at pretty much the low peak of this period, because around Christmas and the beginning of the year, it gets super, super expensive. So I thought that was some interesting stuff. If you're planning on traveling at all, Google Flights has released some pretty interesting stuff. The other thing that I do want to point out here, when I got these flights back, this always happens. Always happens. Wow. It's only $258 to fly to Las Vegas. Oh, it's Frontier. Oh, wow. Okay. 430. Oh, it's Spirit. Listen, folks, you can quote me on this. Friends don't let friends fly Spirit Airlines. If you know someone that is struggling because they have a Spirit Airlines ticket, do your duty. Talk them out of it. Friends, don't let friends fly Spirit. Because when you're booking a trip, it seems like, oh, you know what? If I just go Spirit, you know what? I can suck it up. I don't need a carry-on. I can suck it up. I don't need a bag. I can suck it up. I don't need a bathroom. I can suck it up. I don't need a Diet Coke. I can suck it up because oxygen is optional. Like, I can do this. And then you hate your life and your trip starts with a big L. No. Life is too short to fly Spirit Airlines. Trust me on this. And look at Sarah Deacon. This is exactly what I'm talking about. We were looking at tickets to Florida this spring, and we decided to drive because sometimes it's so expensive. But even driving is not Spirit Airlines. Even driving, which is like 20 times longer than flying, it's still not Spirit Airlines, because when you're driving, especially going to Florida, two magical words. There are just two magical words that emerge from the universe when you're driving to Florida. They just make my heart sing. Do you know what those two words are? Waffle House. Oh, hell yeah, brother. I will drive to Florida just to stop at Waffle House more than once. I don't know what it is about Waffle House, but I love me some Waffle House. That is for sure. And yes, Donnie, you're correct. On Spirit, they charge for seatbelts. They do. They practically do. They charge for everything. But yeah, that is pretty much my love language, is um, Waffle House. If there's a Waffle House here, I will be camping out from the time they announce it till the time that they make breakfast. I'll be camped out in the real estate of the Waffle House for about 90 days prior to them opening, because it's fantastic. Smothered and covered, you goddamn right, JB. Give it up. Absolutely. And I know it's trash. Like, how in the world can someone be on the internet in one breath saying Spirit Airlines is trash, and on the other side say that Waffle House is his favorite restaurant in the world? You know how? I'm a complicated man. That's how. I don't know. It just is. I love me some Waffle House. It's awesome. So drive safely is what I'm trying to say, Sarah, because it is a long drive. Okay, let's talk about security for a second. Do you remember after 9/11, when 9/11 went down and um, it was really serious? Patriot Act started, airline security got really bad. Like, we were really getting serious about how security was done in the US. And this heightened awareness around security kind of bled over into other parts of the culture, because we were pretty much told, don't mess around at airports, which you shouldn't, because that's super scary. And if you get out of line almost anywhere, you don't go to jail, you go to super jail, and you do not pass go. So sporting events became high security. Concerts too. Metal detectors, security scans, big dudes looking at you at the ballpark. It really was a thing. And I think they still make the announcements: if you run on the field, your left foot will be amputated. Please don't. Like, it's really serious. Well, look at what happened last night at the Atlanta Braves baseball game. Let's see if I can pull this up here. Pretty sure I can pull it up here. I'm going to turn off the chat so you can see it full screen. Watch what happened here. That is Ronald Acuna Jr. He's their outfielder. And this video starts with a fan hugging him. Now watch what happens here. Fan is hugging him. Here comes security guard 1, doesn't get him off. Here comes security guard 2, doesn't get him off. Oh, he's grabbing the ankles. Oh, here comes another security guard. And wait for it. Wait for it. Oh, there's another fan on the field. Pandemonium. Ronald Acuna's down on the field, and now there's another dude and another dude and oh, here comes another player, and oh my gosh, another player. And they're like tackling these guys. Wasn't your perception that you can't get on a baseball field? Like, not only can you not get to the player, that there are snipers in the rafters that you can't get on the baseball field. Look at this guy. He's not even handcuffed. Look, he's getting away from the security. He's a feisty one. He is a feisty one. They can barely get this dude off the field. I was for sure that was going to be a big no-no, that you could not do that. Apparently, you can still do that, and I do not encourage it. It's an incredibly stupid idea because jail is bad. Look at me. I would not do well in jail. Do not do jail. Jail is a no-no. However, weren't you conditioned to think that that was physically impossible? Apparently, it is possible. Good news is that Ronald Acuna is fine. He didn't get hurt. And it looked like those fans were literally just fans. But the security guards probably should be a little embarrassed today. Don't you think? In other baseball news, the Brewers beat the Cubs. They've won 9 in a row. And they lead the Cubs by 5 games in the division, rather. So we're literally going to talk about anything else other than that. How about we talk about home improvement and marriage? Oh, marriage. Maybe this sounds familiar to you, husbands of the planet, but this happened to me this weekend. So I played golf this weekend, big tournament, 2 days full of golf. It was awesome. I didn't even play that great, but the weather was great, played 2 days of golf. I came home on Sunday. Hey, everybody, how you doing? I go to the kitchen to make a sandwich, and on the counter, it's an innocent little note. Innocent little note. And that innocent little note had not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, 7 suggestions of honeydews that needed to happen around the house. Clean out the dryer lint, fix the window, fix the thing, stuff that, I probably should have done by now. But they were just a suggestion. My wife, Abby, who I love, she didn't say, hey, can you do the thing? She did something way worse. She just left a little note, just a little list of the stuff that I hadn't done. So I ate a sandwich and I took a shower and I had a project, because if you're married, you know that is not a request. That is a command performance. But there are 3 problems. 3 problems. First, my home in Wauwatosa was apparently built in 1732. Good morning, Teresa. So everything is old. The second thing is, the guy that lived here before me was a handyman. Now, if you buy a house, you don't want a house where a handyman lived before you, because the handyman liked to make things himself. An example, he did a little room on the back of the house, but he was too cheap to buy a standard framed door, so he recycled a door, which is a custom size. That kind of stuff, that is everywhere in the house. Nothing is standard, nothing is stock, nothing is replaceable, because this guy made all the stuff himself. And then the third thing, I am the least handy man in the world. In fact, there is a handyman scale. Did you know that this thing exists? You can take a test. There's a handyman scale. On this end of the handyman scale is Bob Vila. Bob Vila, home improvement dude. He can fix anything and he looks good in flannel. On this end is me. I don't know which end of the screwdriver to use, and I get lost on my way to the hardware store. Bob Vila, Pat Miller. That is the range of handyman. So I've got a list of things that are suggestions, and I've got an afternoon to do them, and it's time to get after it. All right. So you know what? Damn it. All right, fine. Here we go. I'm going to be a handyman. Step 1. Let's knock out the simple stuff. Dryer lint, got it. Another 2 or 3 things, got it. The stuff that I got to lean into, got to measure some stuff, got to assess the problem. Well, that's broken. Well, we need a new one of those. Okay. Great. So I make my little list. Okay. So I know what needs to be done. So now I need to go to the hardware store. Now, I have enough women in my life, and many of you are on the call this morning, so I will ask you if this rings true to you. I've been told that my experience at the hardware store is very similar to a nightmare shopping experience that you may have. Not the hardware store, something similar, something that needs to get done, something that will benefit you if you go do it, but it is singularly categorized as the worst shopping experience for a woman. I've been told that going to buy a new bathing suit is the worst thing ever. Well, that's kind of how it is for me to go to the hardware store. It's pretty much hell. And it's so bad because I don't know the parts to ask for. And I don't even know how to describe some of the parts to ask for. So I roll up to Lowe's and I find the guy in the little bib and I interrupt him. Hey, can I help you? And I just show him the list, like a caveman. I just grunt and put the list in his hands. Ugh. Because I don't know what's going on. Like, the only thing I could get out is, yeah, do you have a thing, the bobber that goes on the wife mad? Like, that's all I could get out. So they kind of interpret what I'm talking about, and they kind of look at me like, you're at the bottom of the Bob Vila scale, aren't you? Yes, I am. I'm the bottom of the Bob Vila scale. Now, at the hardware store, they used to walk you to the aisle and say, this is what you need. They don't do that anymore. Oh, yeah, that thing, about halfway down aisle 7. Okay, so anyway, Fred, so I'm doing the thing. Like, they don't take you there anymore. Okay. Aisle 7. I go to aisle 7. They don't have the thing. So this is the worst. So I go to aisle 7. They don't have the thing. So I give up on that project. So I go to a different part of the store and I ask another guy, help, wife mad. And what does he do? Yeah, we're looking for the thing. And I'm like, no, don't use the radio. Now every guy knows that I don't, like, they knew that I went to another guy to get help. Like, you did not have to do that. Yeah, we got a 1 on the Bob Vila scale here. I was mortified. So now I've talked to multiple Lowe's guys, and they all think I'm an embarrassment to being a dude, the dude club. Then they send me to another part of the store where, without shame, I ask another guy for help on another project. He points me to aisle 27 or whatever it was. They had the right stuff, but it wasn't the right size because the guy that lived here before me was a handyman. I'm still mad at you. So by this point, I had like 5 things left on the list. I hadn't purchased a thing. I had asked 3 guys on 3 projects. I had found nothing. I was so embarrassed that I just left. I just left. I'm like, I'm an embarrassment. And what did I do? What do you think I did? I left Lowe's and went to Home Depot because I was so embarrassed I couldn't ask another person in the store a question. Shame. Shame. Shower me in shame. Shame. So I leave Lowe's and I go to Home Depot. And the same sequence of events. Talked to one guy, didn't help me. Talked to another lady who was like hostile. I said, excuse me, ma'am. And by the way, that's a thing. If you don't know if it's ma'am or miss, but like she was clearly a ma'am, like she was older. But I didn't want to say, that's a topic for another day. But I asked a woman for help. And she was like mad that I asked her. Okay, you work at home. Anyway. So 3 different people at Home Depot. Same result. I could not find a single thing that I needed. So here's my man card. You can have it because I don't deserve it, because I can't do anything right. But I made one purchase. I made one purchase that will fix some of the things. Do you want to know what that purchase is? Duct tape. I had 7 projects. I went to 2 different hardware stores. I talked to 6 different employees. And the only thing I purchased, and this is a true story, duct tape. Now, if you know, this is the really nice Gorilla Glue duct tape. This stuff, This will do home repair. So, Abby, I'm sorry, you deserve a real man. And if you have a long weekend coming up and you find yourself in Lowe's or Home Depot, think of me. And if you have any free time, come over because I definitely could use your help for sure. And yes, Dottie, you are absolutely right. Duct tape fixes just about everything. And I'm hoping that it does. And see, you're right, Stephanie Kern. Go to Ace Hardware. They are extremely helpful. I should have gone to Ace Hardware. I'll do that next time. All right, so that's a true story. So I feel about this big, and I'm a 1 on the Bob Vila scale. So now you know that's where we're at. How about we do our meme of the day? Because I could use a laugh because that kind of depressed me. All right, this one's funny. This one made me laugh because this is the gift that will keep on giving. Do you remember the Trump mugshot from last week and how he was just the height of passivity? Do you remember that? I saw this mugshot being reused and it made me snort out loud, quite literally, when I saw it. So I present your meme of the day. What the chicken nuggets in my microwave see at 3 a.m. Because that's the face that we make when we're starving and we're waiting for the microwave. We're like, come on, bro. Come on. Let's go. Classic. Do you put stuff in the microwave and take it out with 3 seconds left? I do. The microwave is supposed to be fast, and for some reason, it takes all 60 seconds to microwave something. No, 57. We out. I got chicken nuggets to eat. Okay, that was great. We're going to do our question of the day. And again, we're continuing the theme because nobody feels like working this week, right? You will tune in here to Small Business Mornings and hear us talk about real newsy things, I promise you. But some days it's just stuff you need to know, like Google Flights is a thing. And, you can't run on baseball fields, but apparently you can. And that is the meme that keeps on giving. We will also have fun with our question of the day. What is your hidden talent? So start thinking about what your hidden talent is, not home improvement. What is your hidden talent? Because we're going to have that conversation here in just a little bit. But first, it is time to do the freaking thing. Let's take a moment and get purposeful, because if you're joining this show for the first time, yes, it's fun and games and we laugh at me because I'm an idiot, but we also talk about business because when you're a solopreneur or small business owner, you are responsible for everything. You have a honey-do list of 7 things, but you're the honey and the doer. So what do you have to get done today? What's one thing you must get done today to keep the treadmill moving so you can serve your clients, you can grow the business, and you can get ready for a long holiday weekend this weekend? Don't put it out to the universe. Put it out to Pat. Write down one thing and you get bonus points if you share it in the chat. Think about what you need to do to move the business forward. For me today, I've got a big day of meetings. I get to spend time with one of my VIP mastermind groups that I lead, and I just adore this group of women. We meet once a month, and these high-flying, high-achieving group of women that I get to meet with later on this evening. That's going to be great. I have a conference call for the 2024 Small Business Conference, which is going to be, it's got to be a thing. Don't tell anyone that I said that, but it's going to be a thing. Hopefully we'll get confirmation of what I'm hoping for later on today, and some stuff in the Pat Miller Show. So I've got meetings left and right today. What is your thing that you need to get done today? Stephanie needs to trick out LinkedIn. Yes, you do. Get posting on the LinkedIn, Stephanie. What are you having to get done today? Think about what that is. Put it inside the chat and let us know, because this is our businessy portion of the day. It's time to do the freaking thing. And that exercise of just not thinking about what's on the to-do list, like thinking about the impact of the work that we do. Yeah, I got to do all these things, but which one of these is going to move me forward? Because one thing that can happen is that you can grow the business to the point where you're busy fulfilling all the stuff you've already sold. And when you do that, the business isn't growing, it's just servicing the people you've already sold. We always need to have one eye. We always have to look at the horizon every once in a while and think about, what do we need to do to move the business forward? That's what I want to worry about with Do the Freaking Thing, because we do great by our clients and our customers, but we also have to think about the future and where we are going someday. Time for the fun segment. Should we do our question of the day? Because I'm dying to hear what your hidden talents are. It's a very simple question. We all have hidden talents. So what is your hidden talent? And the hidden talents that work are the ones that you least expect. For example, you would probably not expect me to be an amazing rapper at karaoke. Yet here we are. Not good, amazing. But there's only one song. The Humpty Dance, Digital Underground. Only good song. It's the only one that I can perform. But when I do, oh yes, it's amazing. What is your hidden talent? Stephanie Kern can roller skate like a pro. That probably means you can do the legs thing, right? And that probably means you can go backwards, which impresses me. How do you learn to skate backwards or do the thing? You know what I mean when I do that, right? Very good, Stephanie. So what is your hidden talent? Not only am I pretty much an untouchable rapper at karaoke night, my other hidden talent comes from my youth, because my real hidden talent is I kind of know how to bowl. When I was a kid, my dad and I went and did junior bowling every Saturday from the time I was this big to the time I was this big, maybe like 6 or 7 until early teens. And I even won a city championship in Peoria, Illinois. City champion, junior bowler. Thank you very much. So yeah, that is a hidden talent. In fact, at the retreat last year, we did a bowling party, and I casually stepped up and rolled a 230 with a house ball. Drinking beer, house ball, 230, no big whoop. So yes, Nikki, you can do the Humpty Dance too. Oh yes, let's do it. That's incredible. Okay, Stephanie, or Nikki, rather, you are cool. You are, I mean, I always knew you were cool, but you're even cooler. That's a really good one. Any other hidden talents that you have? Because hidden talents are great when you share the hidden talent. And if you have a hidden talent, when you're watching the replay of the show, drop it in the comments, because everyone will get notified that you said something. So it'll be a fun conversation that we continue. What is your hidden talent? Here we go. Teresa, I cut the best apples and carrots. It's a joke in our neighborhood because the kids would come home after eating from my kids' leftover lunches and say, Mrs. Wilmot makes the best apples and carrots. You must have a technique. Do you do like the serrated knife? So like the carrots come out with like little waves in them? Mwah. They hold the hummus a lot better. And of the sentences you did not expect to hear today on Small Business Mornings, hold the hummus. That's one of the phrases I bet you didn't expect. Hold the hummus. There you go. Someone just won a lot of money on the bingo board because they had to hold the hummus. It was the only thing that they were missing. Bingo. Okay, let's do this. Let's talk for a second about tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be big. We're doing something new and dumb tomorrow. And as a group, we get to experiment whether or not this thing is a thing. Tomorrow at 9 a.m., we are kicking off the Idea Slamathon for Islands of Brilliance. I've divided up the show starting at 9 a.m. into 15-minute chunks. And you can come on the show for 15 minutes and we'll brainstorm for you in an Idea Slam fashion. But what's more important than the brainstorming would be the donation. So here's what we're going to do. You can click the QR code and grab your time to come on the show and be a part of the community brainstorm. You can also join us tomorrow and be in the chat and help us brainstorm ideas. You can also share tomorrow's show with others so we can raise a bunch of money for the Islands of Brilliance. But the other thing you can do, if you don't need the brainstorming, why don't you click the link and reserve your spot? And then when you come on, we can just talk about your business. Like, I want to know what your business is all about. And all of our audience would like to know what your business is all about. So you can click the link, make your $25 donation, and share what you do with the tens of viewers that we have here on Small Business Mornings. Soon to be 5.8 million. Currently, the tens of viewers that we have. But what's more important is that at the end of the Idea Slamathon tomorrow, that we get a big floppy check to the Islands of Brilliance. So would you be willing to make a $25 donation to the Islands of Brilliance? If you are, click the QR code and reserve your time. Come on and we can do the Idea Slam, or we will talk about your business. But either way, tomorrow is the day. And if you're not going to participate, that's cool. That's cool. You can tune in tomorrow and watch me crash miserably. But I'm crashing for charity. So that's worth it, right? I may bomb, but I'm going down for a good cause. Blink. So click the link and be a part of the show tomorrow, because it is going to be an absolute scream one way or another. In my radio past, I have slept on grocery store roofs for charity for multiple days. And one time I even walked from Milwaukee to Green Bay. It's about 130 miles for charity. So I've done a bunch of dumb stuff for a good cause. Tomorrow falls under that category, because if we build some momentum, this could go on for a while. So we'd love to have you be a part of it. Click the link and join us tomorrow morning starting at 9 a.m. Central for the Idea Slamathon, which is going to be absolutely awesome. One more thing to share before we get out of here. A reminder, if you've just found the show, hi, howdy, you look fabulous today. I'd like to meet you. Click the link that's on the screen, because we're doing the backstage brainstorming event on September 13th. We want to meet you. We want to hear about your business. We want you to be introduced to some of the cool people inside the Idea Collective. You can also participate in this Idea Slam brainstorming event that we keep on talking about. It's totally free. It's September 13th. Grab your slot in the backstage brainstorm before it all fills up. I'm Pat Miller, the Idea Coach. I'm going to go sleep in a hyperbaric chamber to get ready for tomorrow. I'm also going to see if there's anything I can do to increase my Bob Vila scale rating, because this is the extent of it. And if you have free brain space, send my wife Abby a message on the socials and console her, because she's chosen a tough road in life with a 1 on the Bob Vila scale. We'll be back here tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. It's the big day. It is the Idea Slamathon. You're coming, right? You better. I'll see you tomorrow.